Good evening, Dr. Sanders. I For this video, I'll be demonstrating the retracer, the very first one where we're supposed to add shadow rays um, onto the Teapot object file, and it just adds shadows instead of just the light being um, on the final image. So I'll leave this running and then head over to part two and explain the part of my code because it takes a while for the image to render. So I'll just start running it first. Yeah, wait. Oh yeah, okay. Wait a second. Um, right. It will take a while to run, but yeah, I think it is running. Um, so here, the first portion of my code is um, it it forms. Okay, so it makes an intersection object, and we call it shadow hit, and it basically checks if the uh this intersectory triangle checks if the shadow ray that the vertices of the shadow ray, if they hit the triangle of one of the faces of the kettle, and here if the shadow, okay, the shadow ray hits that phase, so this one returns true or false if it's true, and if the distance is 0.001 units, so we put that so that it doesn't self-shadow, then we return true that point, that specific point of the teapot is in the shadow. Otherwise, it's not. So that's the first part. And then the second part was on the coloring of the faces. So this first line renders the whole teapot as white at the beginning, and then we initialize the lighting uh, double as 0. And then as we um, go into the code later, um, depending on whatever value we get here, this is going to change to shade the different places, different colors. So this one just sets the scene for that. It goes through the whole array. And if this one checks if um, that's in the shadow, like that point, and you put in the light, uh, if it's in shadow, so this function checks if the intersection, that point, like seen. And then if it's not, so if give me a second, I'm getting a call. So as I was saying, this one just renders the whole image as white. And then this for loop goes through all phases and like the scene in the with the lights. And if that specific phase is not in the shadow, then um we start this uh light direction, this vector, it gets normalized. So it's basically the phase that's it checks if the face is facing the sunlight, like the position of the face in comparison to the light. And then this math portion, um, it, it checks um, what angle uh, the light, yeah, what angle the light is hitting the specific face. And and so that determines the intensity. And then these three portions, just on the red, I worked on um, the red multiplied by the lighting, the final lighting that we get from this, and that determines the shading. I mean, yeah, let's check if our little, oh yeah, it ran and it output this output shadow PNG, and that's how it looks. So the light source is from up around here, and it hits this handle and uses this shadow. And yeah, as you can see, it's very detailed. Thank you very much.